everyone. Welcome to another episode of the QubicaAMF Tech Tip Podcast. This is a weekly podcast where we take you on a journey through the fascinating world of bowling, technology, and beyond. As always, I'm your host, Orly, and today we have a very special guest. I think first time we have Jim Krogsund on the show. We've had Jim on our other Seeds of Success podcast, but I think this is the first time that you've actually been on the Tech Tip Podcast. So, Jim, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Orly. Glad to be here. Appreciate the invitation.
Oh, yeah. Anytime, Jim. And Jim, first off, you want to let everyone know your position and title with QubicaAMF and, what you do in that position?
Sure, absolutely. I'm a senior product manager on the capital equipment division. And basically, I manage the products, everything from in front of the pin spotters all the way up to the furniture on the lanes.
All right. And speaking of furniture, that's what we're going to talk about today. We have Harmony Furniture, which is just excellent looking furniture. It just brings a center to life. I feel when I walk in, I notice Harmony Furniture right away. Like, oh, wow. The colors of it, just kind of how they set it up. So first off, I don't know if this is tough for you to do, but do you want to maybe give a quick description a little on Harmony Furniture for those that may have not had the chance to take a look at it before?
Yeah, Harmony Furniture is our furniture collection we launched about 9 or 10 years ago. And this furniture line is designed to allow you to make a selection from basically four furniture families within that line that all blend and match and go together. So it includes a sofa line, which is our Infinity line, a mid-level couch line sofa, which is our Synergy sofa, and then a robust hard seating line, which is our Energy seating, and then our table and storage system, which is the Harmony table system. Okay. And they all combine, and you can pick themes so that you can select, different tables, different sofas, different benches, and they will all match within a collection so that you don't have to necessarily bring in an outside consultant to come up with a design. You can pick one of our 14 or 15 different themes and basically design a complete layout and a complete aesthetic within that collection.
All right. And, just like with anything new you get, you want it to stay new. You want it to look nice forever, you don't want to be buying anything new over and over and over. So today we have Jim to kind of go over some general maintenance of how to take care of the Harmony furniture and just make it last and look nice in your center for years to come. So Jim, I'll kind of let you just kind of take it from there and kind of explain what they should do to keep it looking great.
Yeah. So, when we launched the soft seating line, the concern that, a lot of folks would have, were initially going to have or had was that this isn't the industrial plastic furniture that had been in bowling centers for decades, where you could sit there and clean it with a power hose and a putty knife and scrape it, and it's going to take the abuse for that anybody could lay on it. So we were concerned with, people who had pens and keys and other things in their pockets, or bowling bags with the feet on the bottom, the little brass foot that, maybe that would rip it and stuff like that. So, we were cognizant of that concern. And so we tried to design the line so that it could be updated and maintained if any kind of damage or anything would occur down the line, so that you could keep it maintained and looking as a positive aesthetic element of your bowling center. Cleaning became paramount to it, so with vinyl seating, especially, cleaning has turned out to be one of the challenges that has caused more damage than children or aggressive bowlers or anything that you can imagine that people would keep in their pockets. And it's the aggressiveness that some people, that some centers will utilize with chemicals on the products that can cause the most damage to the soft seating. And that's what we want to be careful of when we're putting forth a a cleaning protocol to protect and make this furniture last, which is what you want to do. You're making this investment and you want to ensure that it lasts as long as possible so that you can get a good return on that.
Yeah. And I mean, that makes sense just because, and that's the thing too, I think that's important is, you guys, when selling this, you probably let, the owner know. And I think a big part of that is passing that message down onto your employees, because if they're not knowing how to clean it, I when I was running the center, I would have people using shoe spray on something. I'm like, why are you using that on the counter? That's shoe spray. And they're like, oh, I just saw cleaner. And I'm like, so yeah, so that's probably going to be a big important part of it, that they're passing that message down to everyone, so everyone's cleaned it and taking care of it properly.
Yeah, in the case of soft seating, especially, this is where really less is more, right? So vinyl seating, for the most part, is made out of what you would call as a PVC vinyl, and you take the PVC plastic, which is, most people are familiar with PVC from, PVC pipes, but it's a hard, rigid plastic, and infuse it with plasticizers. And this is what turns that hard, rigid plastic into a supple, flexible material that you can use for soft products like raincoats or tubing, or in this case, vinyl furniture, right? And then you'll put in stabilizers and pigments that give it color and adhere that to a cloth background, a cloth backing. And that's what makes your vinyl fabric. And then usually what's on top of it is a protective top coat. And that's what, protects the fabric itself. It's got add some chemical resistance, UV protection, stain resistance, antimicrobial properties as well, right? So you've got this protected fabric, and what you want to do is ensure that those properties that are infused into that vinyl stay there. So the best thing you can do to your vinyl to keep it clean is just use nothing more than maybe a capful of like Dawn dishwashing liquid in a 24-ounce bottle of just warm water. Spray it, wipe it down, and then do a clear water spray and just remove that residue, right? You don't want to use like soap when you wash your hands and not rinse that residue off. Same thing with your furniture. And that's really what you want to do. You don't want to use anything more harsh than that. Than just, the equivalent of like a Dawn dishwashing liquid, the same thing they use to clean baby ducks and anything like that. And that'll keep your vinyl furniture looking its best for a long time, right? If you use something, and what we'll find is that, sometimes, especially in the post-COVID environment where folks are getting a little bit more aggressive with their cleaning protocols, and that's understandable. But they'll use, like an Orange Plus cleaner or something like that. The same thing they're using on their hard surface tabletops or other areas of they're cleaning the bathroom with it. They'll use it on the vinyl. That cleaner will remove that protective top coat. And then what happens is those plasticizers start leaching out, right? You'll the next application will start leaching out and pulling those the plasticizers out of the vinyl. It'll still look just as good as it did on day one, but if you feel it, it'll start to be firm and brittle, right? And then it'll start to crack and separate. And by that time, it's too late. The damage has been done, and there's no way to really put those properties back in there. That fabric has been damaged, and really at that point, all you can do is replace it. So a proper cleaning procedure and protocols is the number one thing you can do to keep your fabric looking its best for a long time. And, the cleaning kit that we provide with just the spray bottles and the mild soap and the rinse right afterwards is the number one thing you can do.
Okay.
If you do get a stain on there that is a little bit more difficult to remove, then an approved product like Fantastic or 409, and then again spraying with a clear water mist afterwards and wiping that residue away so it's not left to penetrate or to lay down on the upholstery, ideal. Is really all you ever need to do.
All right. Yeah, I think that's some great information, because I think once they know that from the beginning, and now they have this podcast. So now, when you guys sell some furniture, you can say, hey, by the way, we have this episode here. Just take a listen. Is there anything as far as hardware that they should look out for at all? Or is that, I don't know if that's something they should check, like as far as wheels on it or anything, or do they need to do anything with that at all?
The basic, a lot of it is just basic maintenance. If you see the edge, if there's edge molding coming off the bases, we do offer a kit for replacement, and go ahead and replace that, order that kit. And, you're just using like a rubber cement to reapply that so that it stays looking nice. Once it starts to fall off, if you just stick a piece of tape on there to hold it on, it's going to come off, and then it's going to further rip off, and it's just going to start to peel all the way. So you want to mitigate these things as soon as you notice that they start to, any kind of damage. A bowling center can be a pretty rough environment. People putting their feet on furniture, bowling balls swinging around, smacking every kind of surface that you're sitting on and stuff like that, and just mitigating that when you see it. And just maintaining it as you see the damage is the best way to overcome that and keep your center looking top notch.
All right.
We do offer replacement seat covers, and most of our customers do order a couple of replacements when they order their new furniture. And it's good to have these things on hand. They're the same exact shells that that are used when the furniture is made. And it's just a replacement so that you can either take it to an upholstery shop or bring in an upholstery person, or if you're skilled enough, you can do it yourself. It's not hard to do. It's just takes a little bit of time if you're going to do it yourself with the staple gun and stuff like that. But that's the way to repair it, rather than using what my county did to repair the school bus seats as a kid, which is the closest colored duct tape you could find at the hardware store, right? And that'll keep it looking great, and looking brand new. As my old man used to say, the best time to buy a plunger is before you need it. The best time to buy these seat covers is before you need them. So you have them on hand. If you see some damage, you can get that replaced right away and not wait until to place an order once you see something that is damaged.
All right. Yeah, no, I think this is all great information, Jim. I appreciate you coming on today and sharing this with the customers here. And and for those who maybe haven't got the chance to look into some Harmony furniture, now you know a little bit more about it, and feel free to take a look at that. It's like I said, it's really nice. I think it just really makes a center pop when you have that nice furniture in there. So, Jim, I appreciate your time coming on the show. If anyone's new to listening to the show, make sure you're going back and listening to past shows. We have other great guests just like Jim today that are helping with so much information to help in your centers, and make sure you're sharing it with, your staff, your management, your owners, if they want to take a listen. And until next time, everyone, we will talk to everyone soon. Thank you.
Thank you.